Hey, Big Sarge here. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen to? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Once again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. I'm out. There we go. Yeah, so watching him score the way he is, talking about James Harden, what does that mean to a former Rocket like yourself?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I used to see Dream do this kind of thing, not sort of like what he's doing, but on a similar scale, but I used to take it for granted. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I see it every day in practice. I see it in the games all the time, but it's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this in my time, so it's a blessing for me to see.
Not even when you were playing, because you had the green light when you was here. It was like, I remember one time when Rudy said that if he ever goes into a slump, I just tell him to keep shooting and shoot his way right out of it.
Yeah, but no, I'm not nearly nothing like this guy right here. James Harden, he's on another atmosphere. Wow. I mean, he's not even on this planet.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what you're saying. Everybody better take heed to it, because I don't think you'll never see it again.
I don't think so either. Last question I have for you. Have you ever seen anybody score with such ease? I call him the best pure scorer I've ever seen in the game.
Yeah, I guarded Michael Jordan, the best scorer in the world, I thought, until I saw this guy play. But yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. I appreciate it. Good, sir. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, I know you remember a couple of weeks ago me telling you that you are my defensive rookie of the year, right? And then you go out and you get this interception on Sunday night, you know, in one of the, we like to call it the homecoming game, you know, Texas versus the Cowboys. How did that feel, getting that interception?
Man, I was jubilant. It felt so good to get that and finally have that, put that first stat in that mark. Mm-hmm. The only other stat that I wish I had now was that sack, because I didn't get the one versus Tennessee, and I saw it, man. I had that one on back, but it was a good game for me. I feel like I'm starting to really get into a rhythm with the team, playing and feeling comfortable in the defense in this game.
And that's what I was going to ask you. 6 weeks in now, you know, as a rookie, what are you starting to see more and more of, or what are you getting familiar with as far as the game is?
Just the rhythm of the game in general. Like, you know, you see a lot of the same plays repeated, but each team has a little bit of a emphasis on one thing or another. So a lot of the same plays are run, but you might see one team like Buffalo have a little bit more of an emphasis on the run, whereas other teams might have a little bit more emphasis, like Tennessee, on play action, whereas other teams are more emphasis on drop back. But a lot of them are the same plays, and you just need to learn. I feel like the biggest thing transitioning in the league is it's a very personnel type game. It's all matchup, one-on-one matchup. So if you understand the weapons that the opposing offense has and how they plan on utilizing their weapons, then that'll allow you to play defense better. Like whenever you saw the kid from last week, I'm even trying to, number 10, Tavon Austin from last week. You know, he's a take the top off the defense type of guy. So anytime we saw him in a game, we were paying attention to him because we knew he was going to run a deep route. So it's things like that, to where if you're paying attention to the personnel on the field, it will allow you to play the game smarter, therefore allowing you to play the game better.
Okay. And now look, so JJ talked about the competition between him and his brother TJ. Now that your brother is back in the league, what type of competitiveness do you two have, or do y'all talk trash to each other?
We don't really talk trash, but we definitely have a competition. I mean, all through high school and college, I mean, it was crazy. At one point, for 3 years straight, my junior, senior, and then my freshman year in college, every week I got a pick, he got a pick. Like it was freaky. Like it was always the exact same week. You know, so
you take a selfie?
We're gonna have to start a little competition, a little competitiveness.
Did you take a selfie with the game ball that you got and send it to him? Like, did you get one of these this Sunday though?
Nah, I haven't done that yet. But you might have just given me an idea. I might need to do that.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Reid. I appreciate
of course.
it. All right.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. You can get the podcast on the app or Apple Podcasts.
Big Sarge Sports shout out, world's oldest millennial.